Before we start, just a reminder that you can see a lot more about models on the Cranes Etc. website, and the link to it is in the video description below. Also, if you want to know where you can buy scale models, then you can click on links on the website, including those in the shopping mall. And listed here are dealers that sell models in countries across the world. In this review, we are in the mining sector and we look at trucks made by Belaz. And just as you're waiting for one to come along, two come together. Model number 7517019 is the Belaz 75170 160-ton mining truck. And model number 7518019 is the 180-ton Belaz 75180 truck. Both models come in the same type of exterior shipping carton, and the boxes are relatively huge. Inside we have some expanded polystyrene protection, and these are looking after a large metal tin. Although the packaging is very similar to Diecast Masters models, these are not made by Diecast Masters, but they do come out of the same factory, which is the Yuli factory in Guangdong. The big tin has got a picture of the truck on the side, and there's a nice photo on the lid. Also, on the back side of the tin is some technical information about the real trucks. In fact, they are very similar in physical dimensions, and the performance difference between them is the extra 20 tons capacity on the 75180. Let's open up one of the tins and get the model out, and there's plenty of high quality protection. There is no assembly to do on these models because they are complete out of the box. For the detail, we'll look at the 75170 and see what's different on the 80. The chunky tyres are impressive and there are nice flexible mud flaps. And various parts of the drivetrain are modelled, and although there are plastic parts, the colour match is excellent. Towards the front you can see the bottom of the engine, and it's also visible from the side. The 75180 is similar, but it's not the same. There are slightly larger wheels and tyres, and some aspects of detailing are different. It also has side panels to the engine, which are not on the 75170. Moving to the front, and one of the nice aspects of the models is the metal handrails, and they are nice and thin and look realistic. There are some other nice details, such as the smaller lights. Moving on to the access stairs, and they don't have texturing on the steps. And the front grills are textured rather than being see-through. There are also what appear to be large wheel chocks. The 75180 sits a little higher, and it's got a proper access stairway leading up to the cab platform. And on this, the steps are textured. Looking side on, the big wheels are plastic but with plenty of detail. And the big dump body is nicely modelled and decorated. The 75180 has very different decoration, and it's striking with white on the dump body and wheels. Looking at the back, there are lights and also rock deflectors, and the heavy-duty suspension is impressively modelled. Again, as we switch to the 75180, you can see that it sits higher on its bigger wheels. The big bodies are mainly metal with some nice texturing at the front, and texturing inside is modelled by using a plastic plate. The structure on the underside of the dump body is impressive, and it has a heavy-duty look. The main lift rams are in 3 parts, and the central section of the ram is grey plastic rather than chrome. On the cab deck there is a metal cab with some detail inside. There's a textured walkway surface, and there's various cabinets and equipment. They are mainly plastic, and it would have been nice if they had some colour highlighting. The layout on the 75180 has some slight differences, with some different colours and cabinets, and on this model there are some silvered handles which look much nicer. One very nice detail on both models are the tiny etched grills. These are large models, so let's put one on the Cranes Etc. weighbridge. And we see that this one weighs 2.3 kilograms or just over 5 pounds. A nice touch on the chassis is that each wheel spins independently, and the heavy duty suspension at the back works too. And as you can see, the whole axle can go up and down, and it can also tilt. At the front, the steering mechanism has been modelled well because it has an impressive range of movement. Here we are in the Cranes Etc. mine, and these big Belaz trucks roll very nicely. More impressively, if we set the steering, we can achieve some tight turns. And that also means you can pose the model aggressively turning, and that can often look better than just being straight up. Between the tyres on the rear axle there are hanging rock deflectors and they move nicely. And let's move on to the main action, which is the tipping function. The hydraulic ram arrangement on the model is stiff, so it does provide a good workout for your muscles. The angle is good, and it's also nice the way the rear mud flaps are hinged, so they pretty much hang vertically irrespective of the angle of the dump bed. Belaz is from Belarus, and it's nice to see models from a company like this in 1:50 scale. They are very nicely presented in their big metal tins, and they're robustly made with a combination of detail and function. So if you like models of mining machines, these ones are very good.